Previously.
Went on vacation for a week and comes back and goes,
This is our TV, this is our couch. Wow, I don't even know how you get that much trash. All right, well, we came over here yesterday, the first day that the sketchy, like, squatter tenants were really moved out, and we found a lot of trash. I mean, this was in the house. Here's some pictures. You know, I'll just show you some pictures of what it looked like before. But man, was it nasty in there. There were like wet clothes, everything in the house. I don't even know how they got the couch completely wet, but that was completely wet. The mattress that they took off of the bed and put over in the living room was completely wet too. I don't even know how they, you know, how they get a mattress wet. They had taken off this bed frame and just put it out here. You guys can see where it used to be, right where this like meth line of carpet ends. And by the way, there's lots of weed and just like marijuana and stuff mashed into the carpet. Very nasty. That's where the couch used to be. That's where the mattress was. I don't know why they put it there, but okay. They also stole the TV that we provided and any other things of value. We had paintings and stuff up here that we paid like $40 each for. They took those, of course. They left a nice hole for us to fix up. They also left numerous little holes, legitimately like everywhere in this house. Just like hole after hole. I don't know how they did this. They also busted this, so the hinge, this whole trim piece is completely off the wall. They poked a nice hole inside this vanity here. I noticed that there's now a leak in the drain. There's a sketchy cup I just realized that I am going to take out. That is disgusting. Among other numerous little things. I mean, the carpet is just nasty now. Yeah, so we're getting replaced. I'm over here because I just had a guy measure this. The same guy that installed my floors only like 2 days ago. He came out here. Yeah, and the most glaring issue here is definitely the door being busted off its hinges. And you guys can see he probably kicked it in. It was a couple living here and they were not married, but they had a kid recently together. And they fought like crazy. She was psychotic, he was psychotic. She would lock him out all the time, so I guarantee you, she locked him out one time. He just came in and was just like, bah! And just like busted this thing off its hinges. And also they left a lot of nasty, they had shrimp just sitting in the sink. They had potatoes that had been sitting underneath here for way too long, and it was rancid. It was rancid. But we came in, we cleaned everything out as best we could yesterday. They, of course, left a lot of nasty stuff in the fridge as well, but we also cleaned that out. Guess it, don't know why that was open, but it was. As bad of a situation as it is, I learned a lot of valuable lessons. There's a lot of people who have a rental or two and they've never really had a bad tenant, so they really don't know what to look out for and whatnot. And I can say now I've had a tenant that we were trying to evict them for so long, but the beloved Gavin Newsom of California let these squatters basically stay here since June, rent-free, not paying. I was paying their bills this whole time. They were smoking weed and stuff in our house, doing this kind of stuff to our house, doing that kind of stuff to our house for free, no repercussions, nothing. I mean, you just stay here, no big deal. The landlord will pick up all your bills. You bust it up as much as you want to take off. Thanks, Gavin Newsom. So as bad of a situation as it is, I mean, life is legitimately about making those mistakes the first time, learning. It wasn't really even a mistake. Like, I really couldn't have foreseen this come in. I really should have vetted them better. But again, that's a lesson that I learned the hard way. And so that's what life's about. I mean, you make mistakes, you figure out what works, what doesn't, and until you know how it feels to have a bad tenant, you really don't have a healthy respect for getting the good tenant. So, I mean, this was the only bad tenant we've had. Normally, we have 3 different houses we're renting out right now. Most of them are all travel nurses and whatnot, so traveling professionals, and they have never missed a payment, never had a late payment, always been respectful to the house. And it was normally shorter term contract, 4 to 6 months for them. And so they typically respect the place a lot better. This was our first tenant that was kind of more of a long term, like they don't really know when they're gonna move out, but they wanna stay, you know, they are settling down with their kid and whatever. So I took a chance on them a little bit. Their credit was locked, and And I was like, that's kind of sketchy, but they seemed like pretty nice people, and that was definitely on me for, you know, making the decision to let them move in. And they got ghetto real quick. They were running unemployment scams. There were literally 30 to 40 different names for unemployment benefits showing up in the mailbox. And they got the ATM cards. They would wait by the mailbox when the mailman came. And there's 2 mailboxes here. It's a duplex. This is a duplex. And so there's 2 mailboxes. They used both addresses. So he would stand at the mailbox with different girls every time. I don't know what he was doing, but there were girls staying here. It was real weird. But he'd wait by the mailbox and not let anyone near it until he got the unemployment packets out of the mailboxes. Yeah, it was bad. And he just bought cash, a brand new BMW, and they can't even pay rent. I mean, come on. They can't even pay rent. They just bought cash, a brand new BMW, all tinted out, 5% all the way around, new rims. And he wrecked. They drove a Nissan G35, the crappy thing, and he smashed it all up, and they just abandoned it in front of the yard. So, so we're getting that towed here pretty soon as well. But again, there were a lot of valuable lessons I learned throughout this whole process. But now they're finally gone. Luckily, we didn't have to go through the eviction process as much as I would have liked to screw them over for the rest of their life, basically, by evicting them, and they couldn't find anywhere else to live. Like, that would have been cool. But honestly, I'm just glad they're gone, and I'm glad we didn't have to do the eviction process, because that would have been a whole heck of a lot more money and a lot more painstaking. But there are a couple things that I definitely want to do now that they're gone, and I've been wanting to do it since the beginning. Here's the water heater here. It looks like somebody actually was going to install some washer dryer hookups. So this spot is good for it too. We can just modify or even take out the door, extend the wall here, or, you know, have a door or something, just have washer dryer stacking unit right here. That way they can do their laundry while they're home if they want to. When we got the house, the carpet was already pretty marginal, so I definitely wanted to replace that at some point anyway. We knew it would be only, you know, a few tenants, we'd replace the carpet anyway. And now that we had some meth heads who, oh, let's see if his joint is still on the window. Nope, we cleaned it up. But there's the remains of what used to be some weed that he smoked that is now in his lungs. But all that was getting mashed into the carpet. You guys can see how nasty it is. There's trails everywhere, and you guys can see that's pretty much what it used to look like right here, and that's what it looks like now. Disgusting. Disgusting. I guess it's just high time we replace the carpet, put something more durable. Got another hole in the wall there. Lots of weird stuff. You can tell there's a lot of buildup that wasn't there on here from all the weed. I'm surprised they didn't like rip the curtains all the way down. All right, well, that's pretty much it for today. I definitely am gonna bring you guys along for the upgrade process, which is hopefully not gonna be too long. It's really pretty minimal what they did. Luckily, I mean, we do have to replace a couple little expensive items like a TV, maybe a mattress, a couple other things here and there, redecorate, refurnish. That's right, we gotta get a new couch and a new table and everything as well. They broke all the furniture. They stole the chairs for that table. So there's definitely gonna be some money up front. We gotta get new floorings. We gotta, you know, fix this place up, patch holes in the walls. You know, luckily they didn't break out all the windows. That's one thing that a lot of renters do. If they're just, you know, societal leeches, they like to just bust everything up before they leave. Honestly, I'm just glad that they're gone. I'm glad that we finally have another blank canvas. They were living in here rent-free since June. It's November. That was a really stupid time, because, you know, it is hard for me being a really good person, and my wife and everybody, it's really hard to be a good person and letting these kind of people just bum it in your house, destroying everything that you've worked to build. It's really hard to accept that situation. We weren't as stressed out towards the end of it because we kind of just accepted they're gonna be there until our beloved governor lets us kick them out, you know. But until then, we're, you know, paying their bills. These people who probably scammed, you know, 40 people for their unemployment benefits and probably got upwards to 600, 700 grand in cash from our state, scamming people. And, you know, here we are trying to make an honest living and whatever. It's just really hard to accept that situation because they're just such bad people. And I know karma will definitely come back to get them at some point. They're always gonna be looking over their shoulder wherever they go. Like, I have that freedom where I'm not looking over my shoulder everywhere I go because I'm not doing illegal stuff. Whereas they will always be looking back and hoping nothing catches up to them. And so they're kind of not even free. I mean, they don't have that freedom that I have. You know, even though I didn't make $700,000 in cash. By the way, the front tenants told me that he was bringing backpacks full of cash. He dropped it once, and like rolls of hundreds came out of the backpack, and it was like packed. He came home with numerous backpacks full of that. And so even though I didn't make $700,000 as much as I would have liked to, I'm making it the honest way. And he is always going to be looking over his shoulder, always hoping the cops don't come and arrest him. Whereas, like, I'm free to do whatever I want, you know, until I actually do illegal stuff, which I won't. Anyway, that's an update. Kind of dumb situation that I'm in, but we're rebuilding, dude. I'm excited. I'm really excited just to rebuild and everything. It's honestly, it was a good learning, growing experience. You know, just having to deal with a tenant that we pretty much almost went through the eviction process with. But before I leave today, I'm definitely gonna grab some of these bags and start throwing them away. I took the Jeep today for this exact purpose. I'm gonna load as much up as I can. I have access to a dumpster at my office, so I'm gonna bring it over there and toss it in the garbage, putting this all behind me. And here's their sketchy G35 out front here. Let me show you guys. They smashed it up a little bit, got some insurance money out of it. You guys can see here. You guys can see here. Definitely ran into a pole or something, but yeah, insurance money, guys. Let's get it and then let's take off and leave the car here. Sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? All right, there we go. Stop number 2, coming right up, Goodwill.